we are going to read the next chapter in Visas, which is Journey to the End of the Earth by Tishani Doshi. Before we go to the chapter itself, we shall know about the author. Tishani Doshi is a writer and dancer of Welsh Gujarati origin. She was born in Madras, India, and she studied business administration communications at King's College, Charlotte, North Carolina, and gained master's degree in writing seminars at Johns Hopkins University, Baltimore. She moved to London in 1999, becoming assistant to the advertising department. In 2001, she returned to India, where she became a dancer with the choreographer Chandralekha. She also works as a freelance journalist, contributing to various newspapers such as The Guardian, the International Herald Tribune, and the New Indian Express, and The National. We will talk about the journey of the Russian Zeb academic Skolarsky in the chapter. And as the author talks that she started her journey from 13.09 degree north of equator, and as we can see on the screen that the point 13.09 on equator points to Madras, which is also known as Chennai nowadays. So she began her journey from 13.09 degree north of equator when she started for her journey to Antarctica. Then she talks about that she passed many time zones. As we know that we have divided our globe for convenience into time zone. The time zone is a region of the globe that observes a uniform and standard time for legal, commercial, and social purposes. Time zones tend to follow the boundaries of countries and their subdivisions because it is convenient for areas in close commercial or other communication to keep the same time, as we see in the table given below that there are time zones starting from plus 11 to plus 10. There is plus 9, plus 8, and as we can see, India is somewhere at 5.30 time zone. When she reached Antarctica, she had an awful experience when she saw an expansive white landscape with uninterrupted blue horizon, which is never experienced in the modern world, especially in the metropolitan cities just like Chennai, etc. Now, in the picture, we can see that the globe that is presented is somewhat different from the present world because the land mass is connected. All the continents are connected. Actually, centuries ago, our earth looked like this, but then there was great continental drift, as we see in the first picture, Pangaea. Then there is Laurasia and Gondwana, and after the Gondwana drift, we see that the present world looks like this, where all the continents have drifted apart from each other. Earlier they were connected. Now, because of that continental drift, we also know about Cordilleran folds that is the reason of the formation of young mountains called Himalayas. Because of tectonic plates movement and because of the folds, the mountains that are formed as we know them as Himalayas today are formed because of Cordilleran folds. And one more phenomena that the author talks about, that uh, because of continental drift and later movement, the Eurasian plate, which contains present day Indian subcontinent as well, it makes this Eurasian plate to drift northward 5 to 15 centimeter every year. So that might be the reason behind the recent earthquakes that are experienced. Then the author also would talk about Drake Passes, and it is named after the English navigator Sir Francis Drake. The Drake Passes is the body of water between South America's Cape Horn and the South Shetland Islands of Antarctica. It connects the southwestern part of Atlantic Ocean with the southeastern part of Pacific Ocean and extends into the southern sea. As we see that Antarctica is here and it is the Drake Passes. Then the author also talks about ACC, that is Antarctic Circumpolar Current. It is an ocean current that flows clockwise from west to east around Antarctica. The current is circumpolar due to the lack of any landmass connecting with Antarctica, and this keeps warm ocean waters away from Antarctica, enabling the continent to maintain its huge ice sheet. So, with the help of ACC, the author has explained why Antarctica is a frigid zone entirely covered with ice, because the warm waters are kept away because of the clockwise movement of water. Then the author also talks about the evolution of species on earth. She talks about miss, which is a term used to refer to many species of small flies, and then she also talks about mites, which is less than 1 millimeter in length. Then the author even talks about huge whales. From mites to whales, he talks about. Then Antarctica and ice sheet glaciers. Then the present day world, as we see, snow-capped mountains. And the author also talks about ice calving, also known as glacier calving or iceberg calving. It's the breaking of ice chunks from the edge of glacier. Then the author also talks about human impact upon earth because of industrialization and urbanization, and because of industrial waste, this earth is virtually changed into a barren and desert land. Then the author also talks about greenhouse effect. She rather gives a warning to the human being that Antarctica can be a showcase for the effect of greenhouse gases. Then the author talks about student on ice program who were aboard Academic Skalarsky. This is the Russian vessel that carried the students on ice program to Antarctica. The author also talks about a tiny microplant that cannot be seen with naked eye. And she says that this phytoplankton is the base of several aquatic food webs in a balanced ecosystem. And she also tells about that it is the food for a range of sea creatures including whale, shrimps, shark and jellyfish. So in this picture the food chain is explained. This is phytoplankton, which is microorganism plant or single cell plant which can be seen under the layers of ice in Antarctica, which becomes a food of zooplankton. And these small create insects or single celled creatures are eaten by fish larvae. Then fish larvae in turn is eaten by a small fish, and that small fish become the food for the predators such as shark, whale, etc. Now the author talks about that we should take care of small things. Even a small tiny plant, phytoplankton, can be the basis of all food web in Antarctic region. She says that do little things to the best of your ability and big things will take care of themselves. So take care of small things and big things will fall into place. Now these are gear that are worn by student or people going for an expedition to Antarctic region. Then the author talks about ice floe and crab eater seals. She says that in the periphery of crab eater seals were stretching, sunning themselves on ice floes. And the author also reminds us that underneath our feet was a meter thick ice pack, and underneath that 180 meters of living breathing sea water. These are pics showing Student on Ice program, which is a Canadian charitable organization that leads educational expeditions to the Arctic and Antarctic for international high school and university students. Its mandate to provide youth, educators, and scientists from around the world, giving opportunities and giving them a view of fostering new understanding of and respect for the global environment. Now, the author also talks about the features of Antarctica. Antarctica is the coldest, driest, and windiest continent. Expansive white landscape because of ice cover on it. Uninterrupted blue horizon because there is no pollution. Immense and isolated, and it is frigid and desolate. There is no human interference or marker seen. At the bottom of the world, as we can see on the globe, it is at the South Pole. Devoid of human markers. There are no trees, no billboards, no building, and it is pristine. Visual scale ranges from microscopic to the mighty, that is Mikit to the whales. Then academic Skolarsky is a Russian research vehicle, as it was told, takes high school students to the ends of the world, that is to the Arctic and Antarctic regions, providing inspirational educational opportunities, help them foster a new understanding and respect for our planet, and the future generation of policy maker experience a life-changing experience. It gives them an opportunity to absorb, learn, and most importantly, act. Now, take care of small thing and big things will fall into place is the most important thing that has been noted by the author in the lesson. This statement has a great relevance in the context of Antarctic environment. It tells a small change in the environment can give rise to drastic developments. Antarctica has little biodiversity. The microscopic algae phytoplankton undergo the process of photosynthesis and serve as food for a number of marine birds and animals. The author says if there is further depletion of ozone layer, it will affect the phytoplankton and the carbon cycle on the globe. This whole process can jeopardize the existence of all marine birds and animals. So, if we take care of these algae carried out properly, bigger animal and birds will fall into the place on their own. Then author asks some important question. Will the West Antarctic ice sheet melt entirely because of global warming? Will it be the end of the world as we presume, as we know that the world would sink into the sea? So these are the questions which are unanswered by the author, how Antarctica is a crucial element in the whole debate. Then she says that it's the only place in the world which has never sustained an human population. It's relatively pristine. More importantly, it holds in its ice cores half million year old carbon records trapped in its layers of ice. She also says that if we want to study, examine the Earth's past, present, and future, Antarctica is the place to go. Antarctica gives us an idea how the Earth would have been like millions of years ago and how it got divided into various Earth masses. The melting and colliding of ice masses also give us an insight into how our future is going to be if we continue to interfere in the working of the nature. Moreover, Antarctica holds into the depths of ice half million year old carbon record, which are helpful in understanding of past, present, and future. Therefore, Antarctica is the place which reveals our past, shows our present, and holds our future. Thus, Antarctica is a perfect place to study how little climatic change can have big repercussions. Global warming and further depletion of ozone layer can affect Antarctic region. Thank you very much.